Hi and welcome to this video. Chelas to all my Greek friends watching right now. Today I talk about a gimbal and how to get great cinematic movement shots with your camera.
My name is Benjamin Jaworskyj, photographer and adventurer. 10 years ago, I started to teach myself photography. Today, I travel the world as a professional photographer and filmmaker. Learn from my experiences, mistakes and tips and join me on my photography adventures.
Maybe you've seen my video about the 90-second cinematic film look where I show 3 steps how to achieve a cinematic film look. If you haven't seen it, check it out. And one part is the gimbal or the cinematic movement part. And I will talk about this part in today's video. To get nice footage, nice cinematic footage, you need great capturing of your camera. And what I try to avoid is shaky footage. There's only one exception, and this is a documentary style or an action style. There the footage can shake, but when I want to have the nice and high quality look, I need smooth movements without any shake. And you can use a gimbal for that. And there are different solutions out on the market, starting from a low budget perspective, going up till crazy prices. And the more the technology evolves, the greater the prices get and the more affordable the whole thing gets. So when I remember back 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I bought the DJI Ronin, and this cost something around 2,000 euro and was the only small affordable solution for bigger cameras like a DSLR camera or anything to get the nice look. Today there are things out like the DJI Osmo, which has a fixed camera, or that little thing here which I use today, the Pilotfly H2, which is a great gimbal as well. Those are electronic gimbals. There are as well like handheld solutions without any electronic, like a glide cam or other things which are pretty similar to a glide cam. And we will do a whole video about low budget solutions as well, but we will do it in the future, so just wait for that. So this is the Pilotfly H2. It's a great thing. I used it in different countries. I have it now for maybe 5 months, and it costs something around 1,000 euro, can hold up to 2.5 kilogram and is pretty small. And what I like a lot, it has that little button here on the back where you can actually move the camera from left to right, so you can set the angle. It's almost like an Osmo, but better than an Osmo. What I don't get with the whole Pilotfly thing is where it is actually from. On the website is something Asian mixed with German, but it's definitely strange because when I go on the German website, nothing is available since months. And I bought this Pilotfly from a video store, an online store, where they had only like 2 left. Maybe there's just a huge demand on the product, or I have no idea. I don't want to set any rumors with that. They have now a newer version out, which has this axis more tilted, so you can see the back screen. This is the older version, the H2. There's an H1 as well, but the H1 gets less carry on. So you need the H2 if you have bigger cameras. Yeah, but I can definitely recommend that thing. And yeah, I don't get the marketing from this. They have as well a Facebook page, which is all just in Asian. So I have no idea. But anyway, great gimbal. And I show you how the whole thing works in the field and how you can take great shots with an electronic gimbal like this. In the background is now a spot where I will do the filming in just a minute, and we have a tree and some foreground and all this stuff, and this is important for cinematic movement. So whenever you want something look very nice, you need a lot of foreground and a lot of movement, the parallax thing movement, so things in the foreground move faster than the things in the background, and then everything looks very dynamic. But before we start filming, I need of course the gimbal, and I need to turn it on because it's electronic. So there's a battery in the grip, and here's a button, and I have to push the button or pull it up. And the most important thing is that you actually calibrate your gimbal right in the first place, because otherwise your motors in the different magnets here will burn after some time because the camera is heavy and one have to work more than the others. So the first thing I did, I calibrated everything right, and there are several videos out there on YouTube. You can check them out about how to calibrate with your gimbal, with the glide cam or with whatever. And here in this case, in whatever position it is, it has to stay. So wherever I put it, it has to stay in that position. And then everything is right, and then I can turn it on. As you can hear, it sounds totally like DJI. And now I have different modes. I have a mode button, and I as well have the turning and tilting button here. And this is great to just set the frame, and then I will keep the frame like this and start the filming. And now you can see when the thing is turned on, everything is stable. So I can move it in whatever direction I want. And maybe you've seen some videos on the internet where people do it like that. This is actually not a field situation where you would do it like this, but you could. And the most important thing is that it just stays stable wherever I move it and whenever I walk, and yeah, just move with my camera. That is the whole thing. And I will show you now how this thing works here with that situation. So I will take Timothy now, who is filming behind the camera, but we have it on a tripod, to just walk there, and I will follow him and do some gimbal shots with the gimbal, and then of course some shots without the gimbal, that you can see the difference in both. Okay, Timothy is walking, and I will just follow him now with the gimbal. And as you can see, everything is very smooth. Now we'll just come back and I will do the same shot but different way around. So I will start from here. Just go out now. So you see, whenever something is very close to the camera, it looks very cool. So try to do that when you use gimbal shots. So this was a gimbal shot with the pilot fly. Now I'll do the whole thing just without anything turned on, just handheld. Now I have just the camera without the pilot fly, and I now walk like most people walk, and you will see definitely the difference. So let's do it. And now the whole thing backwards. It's even hard for me to just film normal without just stabilizing like everything, but I try to show you the differences now in the walking. So what I do now, I do the whole thing again, but now I walk different, smoother, so I try to make like a bended knee and very straight up forward upper body, and I try to just walk like this and try to not move the camera too much, and let's see if we see any difference. I hope you can see the difference later in the video. I have no idea, but what I want to demonstrate with this is that a gimbal is a great thing, but you need some skills in the walking and in taking your line. And with a line, I mean, what I try to do when shooting with a gimbal, I try to just walk on one line, almost like flying with a drone, or when you imagine a dolly on a track, it just goes on one line, and that's what I try to do with the gimbal as well. So when you walk like this, or when you just go like zigzag or anything, it don't look good in the camera. So look for a foreground, try to walk a straight line, and try to walk very smooth and very soft so that everything is smooth in the camera itself, and then the gimbal can help you to make even smoother shots with that. This was how to achieve great cinematic camera movements on a budget, and on a budget with €1,000. Okay, I know it's an expensive camera and everything, but it's actually on a budget, because everything about filmmaking is very expensive. But as mentioned, I will show you a solution or different solutions in another video where I talk about low budget gimbal shots. So give me your opinions on a gimbal. If you have any questions, just write it in the comments below. And some quick commercial. If you like this video and want to start making videos yourself, you need to check out learnfromben.com. This is my website, and we just released 2 video courses, one about filmmaking and one about cutting everything together in Premiere, especially for beginners. So if you want to start, check learnfromben.com. Gimbal are great, video calls even greater. Check them out, man. Okay, that's it for this video. Hit thumbs up and everything else, and we see us in the next video. And of course, Andio to all my Greek friends.